Hey, I'm glad you found this replay recording on Periscope. This is a live Q&A that I'm doing here on Periscope, and I'm glad that you found it. I'm going to be going over my top 5 suggested books. If you are building a business and are moving on to the next level of leadership, what are the best books to get started with? I'm going to go over 5 exactly, 4 as a bonus. So if you are watching the replay, as a reminder on Periscope, if you are watching this on Periscope, you have 24 hours, tap the screen multiple times. That shows the love, gives hearts, let people know that this is a great broadcast and that people should check this out. My name is Dwyer, and I help people who are looking to stop working for other people and really start working for themselves to create more time in their life, doing what they love. And that, of course, is working as an independent contractor. I primarily focus on those who are working in network marketing, but this will apply to anyone. So all of these tips and tricks will apply for anyone. And we have some people jumping on in, and I promised I was going to be sharing in this scope the winner of the free book from my last scope where I recommended the top 10 must reads in your business. And I went through and I then told people if they shared this broadcast, they could be up for the drawing. So I do have the winner selected, and I will let you know which the book is that they won. But as a reminder, this is going to be a giveaway broadcast as well. You are not inclined, or you don't have to share this, but if you do want to be included and possibly win, you do need to swipe to the right if you are an iOS user, meaning iPad or iPhone, and click share. Share it right now to Twitter. As well as if you're Android, swipe up and click share and share that to Twitter. Let people know that this broadcast is going on. We're going to get started in 30 seconds. So those are the tips. And again, thanks so much for jumping on. Retro Chick, glad to see you here. As a reminder, you guys can comment below, ask any questions in the comments. And again, tapping the screen multiple times lets me know that these are good topics. That's a great book. And the fluttering of the hearts here just lets people know that the broadcaster does give out valuable content. So I hope that you feel I give out valuable content and that I can continue sharing my tips of success that I've been able to grow in my business. Great seeing you, Hazel. Awesome having you on as well. So as a reminder, this broadcast is going to be a winning broadcast as well. So if you want your chance to win a book, then you want to swipe to the right and click share. But if you're an Android user, swipe up and click share. Do that now or anytime during this broadcast, because I will be announcing tomorrow the winner. So if you are watching the recording, you could still be a winner. So make sure that you go ahead and share this. Awesome seeing you, Courtney. And we are just getting started right now. So this is going to be about my top 5 books that I suggest any leader or those who are really kind of building in their business, meaning they've got the foundation, they've got their initial team in place, but now they're starting to set the stage for them to be a leader and to be someone that people follow, to work towards a culture. And that's really what I wanted to focus on, is giving you my top 5. And I have 4 other books that I'm going to recommend. And the reason why I have 2 of them physically here, and I don't have 2 of them, but I have 2 of the books, but I've only skimmed some of them. So I can't give it a full read review. And then the other 2, I just know other people have read and are really into them. And I think that they're great books, and I honestly am going to go get them myself as well. So great seeing you guys. Let's get rolling. So again, for those of you jumping on, again, reminder, tap that screen, letting me know that this is actually going to be good for you. My name is Dwyer, and I help independent contractors. So people who work in network marketing be able to build a culture and be able to build full-time income and make this be their priority job, working their business full-time and not working for other people anymore. I've been doing this predominantly for 7 years, but working for independent contractors for 15 years. So for 15 years, I've been helping many people who are working on a 1099. So if you're in the US, it's a 1099 independent contracting, and making their own fitness businesses. But for the last 7 of those years, I line myself up with a MLM, a network marketing company, and have been able to help groom and train multimillionaires and many millionaires. In my organization, we have 22 millionaires, and 3 of which are multi-millionaires. And 10 of those people are actually personally sponsored and working with me. So if you want to know more about what I really do for a business and you're looking to get more into a health and fitness network marketing business, go to livefitoutloud.com and I'll send you a video. Let's get started. So if you were on my broadcast before, I started with the 10th book, meaning this is not the book you start with. So the book you start with is going to be the last one I review out of my top 5, okay? So let me go through, and I'm gonna start and show the bonus books. So let's go through the bonus books. Now these two I don't have to show you, but I do recommend that you go get them because I have heard great things about them. I just haven't gotten around to getting them myself yet and reading them. So the first book is called The Go-Giver. The Go-Giver by Bob Burg. I want to make sure that I'm saying it right. So Bob, B-U-R-G, Bob Burg, The Go-Giver. So the concept of that book is pretty much really focusing on delivering a lot of value and being a person that is generous and giving and not expecting in return. So a lot of the times people who are entrepreneurs are really trying to get out there, make their business work as soon as possible, and they start to really kind of push people into sales, I guess, if you will, and that turns people right off. You burn bridges left and right, and usually people that say, well, I've gone through my warm market list and they want no part of this, they run from me. Well, then that might mean that you were kind of leading more with sales and less of the giving. So always be a person that stands back and understand that you will be of giving and value training, much like this. So in Periscope, am I making money by doing these videos every day? No, I am giving. I want to give to help people be able to be more of a generous person and learning and understanding that leadership and culture and longevity of residual income and success comes from value delivered content. So no matter where you are, just start giving because that's definitely going to be your advantage. So the bonus book is The Go-Giver by Bob Burg. My other bonus book. Hey, we got Sean coming in from England. Awesome seeing you here. Okay, so my other bonus book, again, I have not gotten it, but I know it's a fantastic book and I got it on my list to get, is Tribes by Seth Godin. Can't go wrong with Seth Godin, of course, so Tribes. And of course, the concept of tribes is one of the critical reasons why my business and my organization is the most successful in the whole organization of the business that I work in. So obviously I am in network marketing. I am a Team Beachbody coach, and my organization is Team Platinum Presenters. It's no accident that our organization is the most successful, the largest organization. The one has groomed the most millionaires, the most highest rank, and the most amount of people within the whole company. That's no secret and that's no accident. And it's because of Tribes. That was one big reason. So again, I've never read this book, but the reason why when I started building my organization 7 years ago, I looked at what I was doing, of course, in my parallel business, and I basically just translated a lot of that activity right over to network marketing, which I'd never, ever done network marketing before, and actually vowed never to do network marketing. And I jumped over to that and I said, well, this works here, so let's do it over here too. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't focus on the sales of the product. I didn't focus on just getting bodies in and sponsored. I focused on building a culture and making people feel like they're part of a family, that they're recognized, that you continue to give value. And I started that from the beginning, and hopefully it's translated through to other people. So Sean's asking if I'm a millionaire. I am actually a multi-millionaire with Team Beachbody, and I am one of the top earning people in the company. And I have, of course, made my first million. Yes, I have. So I did that early on in the business. And again, I've been in here for 7 years. But I think those two books are fantastic books, of course, that you definitely want to suggest and get out there. Okay. So my other bonus book that I've skimmed through that I kind of show you that I do have, this one has been on the top sellers list like forever. This one is like a standard one that you should always get. And this one is, here we go, by Stephen Covey, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This one is always on the top seller list because of exactly what it's teaching. First of all, people like things broken down. That's probably why the title of my top 5 attracted you. People like numbers. They like things to be bulleted down and kind of delivered in chunks. And this is one of those books. So this is a bonus book that I suggest. Again, I've only skimmed through it. I haven't read it 100%, but I understand, of course, the concepts of it. In a nutshell, the reason why I suggest that you read this, and if you're a person who definitely should read this, is if you struggle with understanding how to partition your time, how to partition your life, and how to manage your family, how to manage your work schedule, how to get people to be able to manage their life and their work schedule to fit in a new activity, building their own business. around their life. That book will help you. So time management is actually a big, huge problem that a lot of people have. And the biggest reason, I would say, one of the biggest reasons why people are not successful, especially in network marketing, is because they're excited. They all join. They're like, I'm so excited. I want to do this. But then they just never removed anything off their plate and they continue to just pile on. And then they let life overwhelm them in terms of not doing activity that could get them started in their business. The thing is, and I'm going to be actually running a scope on this in the future, is you need to change your habits of your current life if you're going to add something else on it. If you want that something else to be successful, you can't just add another thing on your plate. Think about your Thanksgiving dinner plate. So for those of you who celebrate Thanksgiving, I know for myself, we usually go to New Jersey where my sister lives, and my brother-in-law is an amazing cook as well as my sister, and we get these plates and we pile them on so full. And yes, it's like the one meal of the day that you eat. And I am not one of those people that diets and tells you diet on Thanksgiving. I don't do that. I want to eat my Thanksgiving. That's one of my favorite meals. So I pile it on and I have a little bit of salad and then I have my cranberry sauce and my black olives and it's piled up. So I've got my plate like this, and then I get to the end of the line, I'm like, oh crap, I really want stuffing. I have no more room. What am I going to do? Well, the problem, which normally people do, is they go, I'm going to put it on here. It's going to balance. And they put it on their life already, and that stuffing falls onto the floor. That's exactly what happens with people in business, where they don't remove a part off their plate to be able to add something else back on. Things just fall apart in all areas of their life. So that's a fantastic book. You guys good? Thanks. I just thought of that analogy just right now there, C.C. Cunningham. And I think that's one I probably should save for when I run the scope about it. Squirrel, shiny objects. I am like that too. So I'm sorry because I do like to go off on story tangents a lot of the time and I do go off course, but I always come back. I always come back so you can know that about me. Here's the last bonus book before I get into my 5 final. And this is that one. This one is the 4-Hour Work Week. So again, this one is a fantastic book. If you have a real hard time, again, understanding where you should be focusing your priorities, as well as, oh, I just realized I'm not wearing my microphone. I'm going to plug that in. If you don't know how to schedule your work, and if you are killing yourself to be super successful. Hold on one second while I put this in. Make sure I sound better. I'm wearing my Black Dragon shirt because we played over at Dallas Cowboys Stadium today. My son plays 3rd grade football. My daughter cheers for him. And they always do a day where they all go. Oh, cool. You can hear me better? Cool. Thank you so much for letting me know, April, because that is always risky to plug in a microphone in the middle of it. So we played over at Dallas Cowboys Stadium, and I did a Periscope on it too. So here's the thing. With the 4-Hour Work Week, and when you start to become a leader, I see this happening in my business that I'm currently in, as well as just being a voyeur and studying other people as well. The problem with people who are starting to develop a team and getting a lot of irons in the fire, and they're starting to see money coming through, of course, it gets you excited that you actually want to work more, and you start to add more time or more on your plate, and you're giving up more time for work. Here's the problem, is as your business gets bigger, you can't work the same. So obviously, when you are new in your business and you're building, you've got like this many customers, maybe this many teammates that you're working with, and this much obligation. You don't have so much. But as you start to build a downline, so for instance, my downline, the Platinum Presenters downline, is 160,000 large. I have 160,000. I didn't say thousand. 160,000 people large. So I have an organization of 160,000 people. And out of that, of course, I don't personally work with all of them. I would be insane, I think. I'd have to admit me. But I, of course, have my own personal coaches. But because my organization is so big, and to be able to support people and to maintain my leadership status, because I never want to be a leader that just rests on my laurels, to just sit back and say, oh, I'm good. Because first of all, I'm a workaholic. I can't help that, but I'm a trained workaholic now. But I always have it in my belly. Just because I've achieved success in doing this, I'm not done yet. because there's still other people out there that I can personally mentor and help them change their lives. So why would I be done? Just because I hit a number, a rank, or a money, should I be done? I'm not done. My purpose is to help people become successful in their life. So of course, I'm constantly starting new people working with me, and of course, grooming others to make that level of success in their own business. That never stops. But here's the problem, is that when you start to achieve those numbers, then people start to get that pressure of continuing to hit that number. So, for instance, in my company, they award something for top 10 producers of the year. So it's top 10 producers of the year, meaning they get the most points, pretty much the most sales. That's pretty much it. And then additionally, then there's another caliber, which I always achieve. And it's basically just an award that you can be an elite top coach within the company. I always want to be a part of that. That's it. Because then that shows that I'm still visible as a leader. I'm still doing as the trenches, as every other coach does. But I have no intention or goal to be the top 10. No, I don't want to, because I know what type of activity and lifestyle you have to achieve the top 10. And you're frantically working all the time. So you have to decide to give up a lot of your life to never miss an email, because that could be a sale. And you got to make sure you follow up on that person, because it might be a sale. So I don't want to work like that. I want to make sure that I'm just visible and that I am helping a lot of people achieve more success. That's what success is to me, not my success, somebody else's success. So I don't need to be top 10. But this book, the bonus book, definitely does help you understand how to delegate, how to take things off your plate and outsource, and where to get rid of distractors in your life, and what to focus on that is the priority type of work that's going to grow your business. So that is the first part of my parts. I'm going to go now into the top 5. But before I do, I want to award the winner of the book that I'm going to give to Miss Fit and Fab Mommy Club. And her Twitter handle is @FitandFabMoms, because she shared this and she was a random scroll winner. So basically I just scrolled up and down, and then I opened my eyes and the first person I saw was the person who won. So if you want to win this book, I am giving this book out. So please make sure that you share this. By iOS users, swipe to the right and click share. You could still do it even on the replay. Android, swipe up, click share. This is the book that she wins. Of course she would win a book from my personal mentor and friend, Shalene Johnson. So this book is a fantastic book if you watch that broadcast, because it gets your life in order, and it makes you focus and forces you to focus on the activity that actually is aligned up with your priority. Because too many times people are working towards achieving their priority, but all their activity that they're doing is moving them further away from their priority. So this book is going to help. So I'm going to reach out to you to get a personal address from you so I can mail that out. All right, you guys ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go to my top 5 books, and let me know, hearts, let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready for me to start with my 5th book, the 5th in order of the books that I definitely recommend that will change your business and help you become a leader, and also develop culture, and also to be an effective speaker, because that's, of course, what you have to do. Oh, you guys are good and ready. Okay, so as a reminder, this is my 5th book. So it's not the first one you should start with if you're working towards leadership. And if you're not there yet in your business, no worries, because you can, of course, save this list. Start getting the books, of course, when you see them discounted or wherever you can find them. But then when you start to get to a level in business where you can start to move away from my top 10 book list, this is the next list you want to go to. My 5th book is this one, Talk Like Ted by Carmine Gallo. So Talk Like Ted, Carmine Gallo. Now, if you followed my top 10 reads, I'm going to show you all the 5 books. Then I'm going to reverse order them and tell you the reason why you should start with this one, then why this one, then why this one, then why this one. Because I want it to make sense for you, because I'm not just saying this is a great book and this is a great book. I want you to know there is an actual process in the mind, and also in your development of your business, of why these are in that order. Okay? So this is a fantastic book. I've already started skimming through it. I haven't read it 100% all the way through yet, but I have listened to a lot of his lectures. And in listening to a lot of his lectures, this was actually one of the books and the lectures that I referred to when I was putting together a lecture that I just had to do to 26,000 people at our yearly conference. So I just recently had to do a 20-minute lecture, so a TED Talk, to 26,000 people. And I really wanted to make sure that I wasn't just talking and teaching, but I really needed to make sure people were going to connect with me as well as get some teaching points out of it, even though my lecture was not about a teaching lecture. So when the company asked me to speak, of course, they told me don't teach. And because they know I'm a teacher, I love to teach and I like to break things down for people. So I hate when people have to figure things out. If I figured it out, I want to break it down and I will teach you the Cliff Notes. I'm the Cliff Notes girl. I will make you successful by following Cliff Notes. But I studied a lot of his stuff. Carmine Gallo, Talk Like TED. And the reason why I'm suggesting this to you, and again, I'll talk about this more in depth, is because as a leader, you have to be more effective when you do your training videos, as well as when you are putting even content out on Periscope and YouTube, because it's going to be found and your leadership level will be conveyed by how you speak. And this is a framework knowing exactly how you best want to place your order of content in your lectures so that you can effectively speak. Now, to be very honest, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this. I actually personally work with a professional speaker and athlete, ex-athlete, Bo Eason. So Bo Eason is an NFL football player. He's out now, of course. He used to play for the Houston Oilers, but he got injured and got out. And from there, he wrote his own screenplay and he performed it on Broadway for years and years and years, called Runt of the Litter. Well, from there, he then moved off into public speaking because he's an amazing speaker. And where I found out about him was when I was attending another virtual mentor that I work with is Brendan Bouchard. So Brendan Bouchard, he runs Experts Academy, World's Greatest Speaker Training, and 10X Empire and High Performance Academy. He has a lot of academies. I've attended them all except for High Performance Academy. It's just for timing purposes. But I have them all. I have everything that he runs. So Brendan was talking about the most amazing speaker that he could not take his eyes off. And I was like, who is this? I need to learn from that person because I want to be as effective a speaker as I can, especially from stage. And he spoke about Bo. And I was like, what? A football player can speak? What? I know, I was judgy. And then he came out, was like, OMG, for reals. And so then I actually brought Bo to come speak at my conference. So I hold my own conference in Dallas, Texas, November 13th through the 15th this year. It's called The Platinum Edge. And it's the same title as my podcast. The podcast has derived off of the conference, and it's just because I wanted to connect the two. So I brought Bo in to speak at my conference, and it had over 1,000 people in my attendance for conference, and he just blew the doors off. And I went and personally worked with him for a weekend, and I actually joined with his mastermind elite top 20 people that he works with. And the reason why I'm bringing him up is because there's certain techniques that he teaches that I've not seen anywhere in how you should open and the framework of your lectures and how you should leave people. And so I'm actually going to be teaching those techniques. For those of you coming to the Platinum Edge, if you're a Platinum Presenters coach, I will be teaching those techniques. So when you come, I will teach you that exactly. That is my number 5 book. Here we go. You guys ready? Ooh, I love all the fluttering hearts. Thank you so much, red and green people, because I see you guys giving a lot. Your color hearts are related to your color avatar, so I appreciate it. I'm seeing lots of browns and yellows and blues. Thank you so much. I love that rainbow. Here is the number 4 book. Here we go. Platform by Michael Hyatt. Platform by Michael Hyatt. So I am constantly putting notes and such in these books. Platform by Michael Hyatt. The reason why this book is so important, and again, when I go in reverse order, it's going to totally click and make sense, is because, again, you are a dime a dozen. It doesn't matter what your title is. It doesn't matter what you say you've achieved. It doesn't matter what you look like. It all matters on the type of content that's being found and the messaging that you're putting out there. Platform really dives deep into how, of course, you're going to create a following, influencing people, but also more importantly, to be able to effectively stand behind what people know you for and developing your brand and your niche and your target. Because too many times people are just, throwing darts, just trying to get any business. And this will teach you those whole things. It will teach you about how to develop your brand, your following, and also to really develop your message. And it really relates also to delivering value as well. So that's number 4. All right. This one is a tried and true book. Again, can anyone guess an author that has authored so many different books, and his books are like the staples when it comes to business. Write his first name if you know who I'm talking about. So just write any first or last name. So we got Godin as one of those suggestions. We've got John, which I'm assuming she's talking John Maxwell. John, Gary, John. All right. You guys are doing good. All right, so John C. Maxwell. He has authored so many different books, and there's certain ones, of course, that you should read depending on where you are in your business. And if you're in this stage of your business, this is the one that you definitely want to read. So again, it's John C. Maxwell's 5 Levels of Leadership. So John C. Maxwell, 5 Levels of Leadership. Too many times leaders are really going astray, and they are crumbling with their business and their organization. I've worked for people who are like that, where you hate them. I don't know if has anyone ever worked for someone where they totally didn't like them? Like, give a thumbs up or say yes, that you hated your manager, or just the way that they held themselves, their character, their morals. You just wanted nothing to do with them, but it was kind of an ends to a means that you just had to be where you were. And it was a stepping stone to move on. And you may still be there. You may still be there, and you're working so hard to get out there. Yes, a lot of supervisors, a lot of managers, and honestly, a lot of owners too could be in that position. Here's the problem, is because their leadership skills and many other areas of their life, of course, is failing. And this book is a critical book to really teach you how to be the most effective leader and how to communicate best with your team so that the team thrives and not dies and hates you and does things out of animosity. So I got to give you an example. So for many of you know and follow me that I've worked for Shalene and Brett Johnson for 11 years in total. So I started working with them in 2000, and I ended working with them in 2011 for their company, Powder Blue Productions. Now, that company, of course, was a mom and pop company. And to tell you the truth, I was a salary person. I was making about $30,000 a year working for them. But I worked a ton more than 40 hours per week because I loved them, because of how they held themselves, how they treated people. They didn't disrespect people. They only encouraged and motivated people to being the best selves that they were, to be the most successful person that they were. And if someone wasn't someone that they thought that they were, they didn't just immediately cut their ties. They actually moved them into a position where it was a good departure, should I say. So that was me respecting those leaders. And that's why when I worked, I didn't look at how much time I was clocking in. It was, I worked as whatever had to get done. Nobody had a job description, even though you had a title and you had a job description. Everybody did everyone's jobs because we were all in it together as a team. And that book, John C. Maxwell's 5 Levels of Leadership, will help you with that. Okay, we are on the second book that I suggest that you read. No, I do not use Snapchat, Sean. Sorry about that. So here we go. Let's go on to the second one, which is Start With Why by Simon Sinek. Start With Why by Simon Sinek. Holy cow, this one's a fantastic book because it's insane how many people are focusing on what they do. Their message is, well, this is what I do. And let me tell you how I can help you, as well as look at my successes. The problem is, again, you got to be full of value. You got to offer training full of value, and you really have to dig deep into with people to get to know them. Like, you really need to want to get to know them to have a good understanding of what they're dealing with, what their issue is, what their situation is, what they need to do to be able to change their life, and what they may be able to move towards to be able to facilitate that. This book really trains you on how your conversations could be better and to really have a good understanding. So if you're finding that when you talk to people in your business, they don't follow through with you. So if you lose leads, it's because you're not digging. You are not digging. So to give you an example with this book, whenever I'm talking to someone about a product that they're looking to get from me, or they want to join my team with me and work this business, I never say, awesome, I'm so glad. This is what you're going to do. You're going to go right here and go get it, and you're ready to go. I never say that. I probably have multiple back and forth email conversations with them digging to find out, is this actually right up your alley? Is that the right product? Are you sure? Like, I'm trying to kind of talk them out of that decision because I need to validate and confirm that this is the right decision and path that they should go. And I'll have phone calls with people as well to dig, to make sure that this is the right match. And not until we've really decided exactly the right path, that's when I can move them forward. It can't happen if I just tell them the price of something and where my URL is. My biggest pet peeve, I'll tell you one of my biggest pet peeves. One of them. If you follow me, I have so many. Okay, so one of my big pet peeves, I just have to say big pet peeves, is when someone comes to you and says, hey, I would love to buy that product from you. And the person responds and says, great, you can go get it here. I hate that. That's one way. Here's the other thing. This also is a big pet peeve of mine. This is an amateur. Does this. So when someone comes to you and says, I need to make this happen in my life, what do you suggest? So I got to give examples of my own industry. So my own industry being health and fitness, people who just want to lose weight. So someone will come to me and say, I really need to lose weight. What do you suggest? And this is what the amateur does. Oh, I totally love to help you. Here, go to my website and look at the different options that we have and tell me which one you like. Oh, for real? It's like me saying, go to Amazon and tell me what you like. That's exactly what you just did. You didn't even ask them any questions. All right. So you guys ready? Thumbs up. I'll tell you the number one. This one I sleep with because it is so good. So good. So good. Are you ready? Like thumbs up me or something? This one's so good. So good. Have you ever seen the laugh workout? Yes, I have. And I'm going to start wearing leg warmers again because of that lady. Wait, is that the lady? No, that's the one that does the exhalations. Okay, yeah, you guys are ready. All right, so any guesses then on which one it is? I'll show you which color the book is. Whee! Does anyone know which it is? Who's the author? Just by the color of the book. Can you guess? I spoke about him in my last 10 top 10 books. So it was one of the authors back there. It's actually that book right there. Do you know what that book is right there? So he's got a book that's white with red and black font back there that I talked about on the other list yesterday. And then he's got this one too. This one is the best book for leadership, culture, teaching your teammates what to do. It's the critical step book to read. I honestly swear by it. Lots of you are starting to say his name. Here we go. Yep. Darren Hardy's The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. This book is the best for developing leadership, developing culture, teaching people about sales, building a team, getting people to move forward. Anyone, either your teammates and customers. This is the best in systems. And that's why I love Darren, is because he thinks about systems and protocol and teaching people a process that it makes sense. And that is the best book. So now I'm going to go back and recap. And if you didn't already share this Periscope to possibly win for tomorrow, I'll be announcing the winner of another push book tomorrow. Make sure you share this. So swipe to the right if you're an iOS user, click share. Swipe up if you're an Android user, click share. And I'm going to be giving this out, a push book. So now you want to know my methodology of why I have them in these orders? Okay. So once you have a team, an organization, and you're starting to kind of get a little bit busier because you're now responsible to being a leader and running webinars and conference calls and putting out training for your team and to really motivate people to actually take action and move in their business and teach them how to actually share the business and teach them how to sell the products. Because honestly, you got to sell yourself to also sell the products. If you need to teach people how to do anything, that's why you got to do this book. This is the number one book to start with that, because this is like the foundational skills for every business. You cannot effectively lead someone unless you are effectively getting them to follow this here. So Entrepreneur Roller Coaster is the number one book. So then you now are doing great with that. And that's why now as a leader, you're going to be speaking more out there. You're going to be putting a lot more training out there. You're going to still be teaching your team how to effectively dig into people's why, and to figure out why do they want to be a part of this? Why do they want that product? When get to know people, and that's why you need to do a better job with it yourself, and that's why you're going to really learn more from Start With Why. So as you continue to build your business and leadership, and you really have to figure out where's the holes, where am I burning bridges? Why are people mad at me? Why do people talk bad about me behind my back? Well, you better check yourself before you wreck your business, and that's why you got to go in John C. Maxwell, 5 Levels of Leadership. This won't fix it though, but if you are a bad apple, or you just haven't worked on your own personal growth and development and leadership development and have good character, have good morals, have good work ethic, then this book's not going to fix it. Sorry, it's not going to fix it. You just got to work on you. Like seriously, go get therapy or something, because you can't be an effective, successful leader if you are not working on yourself to be a person that is of good. And don't fake yourself. Don't do it for short-term purpose, but this will accelerate that. Okay. So then following from there, again, still needing to perfect your message and to build a tribe of people working around you to make sure that people understand their message and the importance of their message, and how when you speak, you are speaking succinctly as well. That's why Platform by Michael Hyatt comes in. There you go. And then the final part, because if you want to be stellar, if you now are building a level of leadership where you now have to speak to maybe the company or to the board of directors, you are now being seen as the person that they call to. You better learn how to speak more effectively then, shouldn't you? And that's where Talk Like Ted by Carmine Gallo comes into play, because that is going to help you learn how to be a better speaker. But guess what? Public speaking is such an art and a skill. I actually want to do a course on it because it's really challenging. There's more than just putting your story together. It's about movement. It's about facial expressions. It's about pausing. It's about your rate of speech. It's about your inflection. It's so many things. Your face, your voice, your body, your movement, everything. And that's a huge course. So that's like on my goal list as well. I have so many, I am a creative. I have so many ideas of things that I want to put out there. There's just not enough time. So that's why I have to prioritize and do what's most important. So those are my suggestions. Again, I am done. You guys got any questions for me, let me know, and I would love to answer those for you. Just put them right on down. Yes, a class on speaking. Honestly, it won't be a class. It would be a suite, because it's not a class. It's a big master process. So definitely, is this a good book for audio form? The number one? Oh, I totally suggest. I listened to a lot of it in audio myself because I was working out at the gym, so that's why I did. But the thing is with that book, any book, you can listen by audio. I'm just a tactile person. I like to write in dog ear things and refer back. So how many books do you read a month? I don't gauge them by per month because I predominantly listen to podcasts. And now that Periscope's out, I listen more to Periscopes because so many people are teaching succinct, exact training on exactly what I want to know. So I don't go through books a month. I've been reading Do Over by John Acuff now for a while, as well as John C. Maxwell, Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Learn. I've been reading both of those periodically, and I mostly read on the planes. So that's usually where I'm reading. All right, any other questions you got for me? I'm going to be jumping on again tomorrow, so make sure you stay tuned. I got to figure out what I'm going to be talking about for tomorrow. I should have planned that earlier, shouldn't I have? You guys got any topics that you want me to talk about tomorrow? Just put it in comments, and I can help you out with that. How do I prioritize my big ideas? Oh, that is such a great question. That's actually a great one to talk about tomorrow. What time? I don't know exactly because I have to just do that ebb and flow of my day. I know we're going out for breakfast tomorrow. Other than that, confidence, do it. Can someone recap the list? Definitely. My number one is, let's go back. Type top 5 podcast. That'll be a good one. Here's number 1. Here's number 2. No, I do not use Passion Planner. Number 3, I'm taking all these comments. Just so you guys know, I do review the comments following the broadcast because I do have these saved over on catch.me/Christine Dwyer. So I do go over there. But also, I've been putting all of my recordings, toppling books, on YouTube. So go to my youtube.com/Christine Dwyer, and you can go ahead and find all of my recordings of all the Periscopes that I've been doing. I've been putting them over there. All right? So hopefully that is helpful. Glad to see you all on. Again, still can win tapping the screen. I love all these hearts. It's been consistent throughout the whole broadcast, so I really appreciate that, because obviously broadcasters are giving up of their free time to do training for people to help them to be successful. So the greatest thing that you can do is definitely just tap the screen multiple times. Just keep tapping, because that definitely gives hearts to that person and lets them know. Thank you for the cover photo Canva training. Oh, that's what I was supposed to do. So tomorrow I was supposed to do how to erase the background out of your picture. So for instance, say you have yourself and you want to get rid of like all the background, so you're just there on a white background. I'm going to teach you how to do that. I learned in PicMonkey, because one of the ladies on the Periscope, she sent me a link to learn on how to do it quick. So I was like, oh, good, thanks. But I'll also show you my bootleg way and how I do it too. All right, so I've got 2 topics. So tomorrow is going to be how to erase the backgrounds, because using your content to promote yourself is super duper important, and not having backgrounds is super, super important as well. Backgrounds, I can't even spell backgrounds. And again, if you still have any other ideas, even though I might be missing these comments right here, these give me future Periscope ideas. I predominantly like to do 2 a day, but on the weekend, I probably am going to reserve 1 a day unless I have something awesome happening, like being at the Cowboy Stadium too. So I'm going to be talking about confidence. I will be talking about erasing your backgrounds. That one I'll do tomorrow. And then tomorrow, remember, tune in, because a second person who's watched this broadcast will win this book as well. So make sure you share this, because I can track it on Twitter and randomly pick someone. And do not just put the link, because my hashtag has to be in there for me to be able to find it. So that is the secret hack. Did you know that? I learned that from both Alex Kahn and Alex Pettit. To be able to track who shares your stuff, if you put a hashtag in your title and they share it, you can easily track that on Twitter, who has your hashtag. So mine is CD Scopes. CD Scopes. That's what mine is. My initials, of course, CD. That is my brand, and I showed my business card. There we go. So CD, it's all like about dumbbells and stuff. So are you CD Scopes? That's what I'm going to track. Thanks so much for jumping on. Appreciate it. Make sure you share it. And again, still keep commenting, and I will definitely add those lists of doing some of these to future scopes, so you guys get the content that you need. Thank you so much. Awesome. Appreciate it. I know it is a great tip, right, Monica? I was like, I don't miss Alex and Alex's stuff. I listen because those guys are obsessed with learning scope. So I always watch their stuff, because they definitely have learned all the background stuff about it all. All right, go have a great rest of your Sunday. Thanks again.